video today. I really appreciate you being here during this wonderful holiday. I hope you guys had a wonderful time or are still having it, celebrating the birthday of our nation. I just thought I'd pop in here really quickly today. I hope I'm not, my camera, my laptop seems a little bit lopsided. I don't know. Does it look weird? It looks like it's sitting funny on this thing here. Let me look at it. Let me know how I look, guys. I'm sorry. How I sound. I was going to start today with a collection of my jewelry in the patriotic realm because I have quite a collection of the Old Glory kind of stuff. See that. I'm going to wait for a few more people to pop in, and then I'll see if you tell me how I sound and everything that will go, because last week when I came on, there was a little problem with the streaming, and I had to abort it and then come back and restart it and everything. And I hate doing that. But I'm going to do that. I want to welcome you to the channel. This is going to be sort of a collection video. I'm also going to talk about a bolo. I'm also going to talk about issues that I've had with my reselling business this week, or actually maybe all of June. And then I guess to top it off, it topped it off today with some problems that I've been having with shipping and with selling and buying online. And I just wanted to know if you guys have encountered those things. So that's kind of the topics we talk about here. I am a reseller, I guess part-time, but I hate that word because I spend hours and hours on this job, and I've been doing it for about 11 years. So it's something I really, really enjoy. It has supplemented my income for a very long time. And that's the kind of thing I like to talk about here. My camera still seems crooked. How's it? Well, let me open a window, guys, so you can say hello. Let me see. You guys are so patient with me. And one of these days I'll get faster at all of this clicking on and off. So you let me know. Okay. Happy 4th to everybody out there too. Caffeine Addicts here. Robin Fisher, Guillermo, Tammy at Tam's Place, Vanessa, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. And do I sound okay? Is the stream okay? Yes? I'm drinking out of 3 cups today, guys, because I have water, coffee, everything. Hey, Carla, how are you? Miss Princess Casserole is there as well. She does videos, guys. Check out her videos. I liked your haul. I think I commented on it already. The one from the car. I love it. So anyway, let's start by, I asked you to subscribe already. Did you give me a thumbs up? If I haven't, let's get those preliminaries over and done with. Please give me a thumbs up as soon as you walk in the door. If you haven't subscribed, there is a subscribe button there on the right that runs through most of my videos all the time. But there's also a bell there. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notified for future videos. Now, guys, I've had to streamline some of my bells because I'm getting too many of them. And then the ones that I really want to get, that I really watch, I don't get them. So I don't know if you guys are having the same problem with your videos, but make sure that you only hit the bell on those that you really want to see notifications of. And I'm hoping I'm one of them. Karen Lucas, how are you? Hey, Deb, how are you? Deb's Treasure, she also started doing videos. I know I mistakenly said last time or 2 weeks ago that you did videos, but you finally did that first video. It was fabulous, Debs. Keep it up because I know you find fabulous jewelry as well. And I also have not been keeping up with my chat. I'm very negligent. Sometimes I don't see your questions till afterwards. That's why I love for you to post comments, especially on these live videos. Post comments after we've gotten off the air to keep it vital in case I did not see your question, we can go back and address it in the comments. One of the questions I kept missing that I saw that she posted it like 3 times was from Cindy Loves Jewelry, and she asked about my coral ring. And she asked if it was coral, and it is indeed coral. Coral, so I will show it to you. Isn't it cute? Let me see if I can put this in the back so you can see it better. It's 14 karat or 18 karat, I can't remember now. But it has a beautiful shank with lion heads on the side. I love it. And I picked this up at a pawn shop, gosh, probably 20 years ago. I used to be totally addicted to pawn shops, totally addicted. But I know and still knew then, and I know now how to haggle at a pawn shop. I don't go in there and look at what I love and then pay it. I always haggle for whether it's a VCR, a TV, or whatever. I never really bought them there, but I think I had bought a camera there or jewelry, but I was totally addicted to buying their jewelry. So that was that. And then someone else asked me in another video about the beads I was wearing last week. They are not pearls. I don't want to disclose too much more, but because those I pulled out of a jewelry jar, but I want you to stay tuned for the jewelry jar that's going to come up close and personal that I told you I was going to do on Monday, and I didn't get a chance. But I'm trying to keep up as much as I can and trying to do that listing. You know, it's kind of a hard balance sometimes. I love doing my YouTube. It's also a good source of income. And I love the interaction. What I'm learning from everyone more than anything, the community that we have established here is priceless. So I love keeping up with my videos. And I know sometimes I promise you a video and I don't get it done, but I'm going to. And I still have a question Q&A to do as well. But no, those beads were not pearls. They were just white beads. And so, yes, I am very patriotic. I am very, very much a patriot. And so is my husband. Oh my gosh, my husband will literally go into a building if their flag is tattered and tell them to do something about it. And they've done it. They've actually done it. So he's just, we both are. That's what I was going to show you, my patriotic jewelry. You saw this last time, I think, on Veterans Day. I wore this. You didn't see it up close and personal. I'll show it to you as close as I can. I love this one. And this is the craziest thing. I bought this at a deli. Yes, at a deli. It's a local deli here in Houston. And she always has, she's been there probably 40 years. She always has a little section of jewelry. And it's just a little costume piece. I think I paid $10 for it. And I just loved it. I mean, the rhinestones are super brilliant. It's oversized, gaudy, and just what I love. You know, that's what I do. Gaudy and oversized and garish. I learn all kinds of words for what tacky means. But to me, it's beautiful and I love it. So yeah, I got this from that deli. And I think I even got a small one from there. I don't remember. But I cannot ever leave a flag motif or Old Glory, anything like that, whether it's on print. Even if I'm not going to wear it, I have to buy it. They're very good sellers too. I mentioned to you in one of my handbag hauls that they're very, very good sellers, whether it's in bags or anything. All right. So we have Paulita Garcia here. How are you? Thank you. That's another thing I want to show you is my rings. These we can start with the collection, and I'll go halfway, and then I'll talk a little bit about what my topic's going to be today, some bolos, some lessons, and so forth. This one came in that box of jewelry that I got from the Goodwill. That was like 62 pieces or 65 pieces of jewelry, most of which were what do you call it? Clip-on earrings. But this is one of the things that was in there, as well as this ring. I love this ring. Oh my gosh. Can you see it? I didn't even realize it was adjustable. It was so nice and tapered. You know how sometimes the adjustable rings get out of shape and everything. And I was wearing it on my pinky because it was so small, and then I realized it was adjustable. So I got that also in that Goodwill jar. Not jar. The little box. It was like a box of like where you organize your thread or, you know, beads or whatever. And they were all sorted and ready. So that was a lucky thing to find in there too. I loved it. And there was a few more things. You were there when I unboxed it. And if you haven't seen it, I did post it in my last video at the end. I linked it so that you could see it because I showed some things I've been selling out of there. I've probably sold about 4 pieces out of there already. Another thing that was in that box was this bracelet as well. Nice clasp on it. It's not stretch. Really, really nice. I love it. And this was in here too. And this turned out to be sterling. And I'm going to put it on here so you can see it better because it's really tiny. It's kind of not tiny, but very, very delicate. It's got like a really small brooch. Oh, you know what? It's got one of those security things. I can't even open that right now. Here it is. It's like a V. Somebody said it might be for V-Day or something. Hope you can see it. And it is sterling silver. So it's definitely vintage. It was in that box as well. I love it. And I have not checked the stones. I don't think they're diamonds. I'm sure they're just rhinestones. But I don't know, it's sterling, you know, but people, I don't know, a while back, they really did do a lot of good things with their costume jewelry. So that was in that box too. These basically cost me a dime, guys, right? Like a dime a piece. And there was some more. Oh, I got the earrings. These were in there too. No, these were in the little auction that I got. One of Dwayne's auctions. Can you see it? They're just little flags. I was going to wear these with my clip-ons and I forgot. There you go. These were the clip-ons that were in that jewelry box. A little sword. I like these because they're not a flag, though I love the flag, but I think these are cool because they kind of look like, what do you call it? Like fireworks or something, like a little stream of lasers or something. I don't know, I think they're cool. So, and they're very, very nice and clean. The rhinestones, very good quality. Gold tone clip-on. Most of that jewelry, I think there was a Miriam Haskell in that jewelry, but most of that jewelry was not marked, and it was so pretty. I really liked it. All right, I'm going to try to put all these little flags in one area so you can see them all at once. And you can see the difference in the rhinestones too. Like some of them look kind of darker than others. These are 3 different pins here, also from my collection. And I've sold some, guys. I really have. I can't hold on to patriotic jewelry. It sells really quickly. I once sold some that were just the top and no pole or anything. There were 3 matching, and they almost looked like that ring I just showed you, the one I'm wearing. The rhinestones were gorgeous, and they were a dark silver, and those sold like overnight on Etsy. And it usually takes me a while to sell on Etsy because I don't list that much up there. But I just love these too. How's everybody doing for their 4th? What'd y'all do? Did y'all make hot dogs or anything? We made a little barbecue. We cheated, though. We did it in the oven because it thunderstormed all day long here. And I kept telling my husband, you could do it under the, patio, but, I know it's a fire hazard, so we really shouldn't do that. So I finally put some corn on the cob on the stove and put a chicken in the oven and just did barbecue chicken. And I made mashed potatoes, which were really good, if I do say so myself. I always throw something extra in those mashed potatoes that I haven't done before. Caffeine Addict, did I say hello to you? Thank you so much for being here. I know. We didn't even get our parade this year. We always get a neighborhood parade with the fire truck and everything. But everything was canceled due to the storms brewing. All right, here's some bigger flags. This one has like beads on the cord. And then this one has nice cords, so nice double cording there. How many brooches is that, guys? Like 10? Isn't it crazy? I love them, though. My daughter bought me this a few years ago. I never wear it because it doesn't look as well made. It looks like they're just glued in here. So I'm afraid that they will pop out. But they're very brilliant though. And I don't know where she found it. And she knows I collect patriotic, and I do have donkeys as well. So don't start getting mad. I collect donkeys and the GOP and everything. I love it. And I do have a collection of political pins too. I was just telling, I believe it was Margaret who found some political pins that they are often repops. So you have to be careful. I actually bought some at the flea market. They were Eisenhower, and they had their own little backing and like a little bit of literature with it and everything. And then finally, when I looked at the other little tag it said reproduced in the 60s or something like that. So it was still old, but it was not the 50s from Ike's time, right? So be careful if you do collect those political buttons. All right, and then here's another pair of earrings. These are flags, and these are hallmarked. I didn't even notice that. Let me see what these say. These say COTS. No, it's a copyright, and then it says OTC. It's the copyright C, and then it says OTC. I'm so glad people joined me today, guys. I know everybody's busy, but 25 people are watching. And so I need about 15 more thumbs up from everybody who's watching. I really appreciate it. It helps in growing the channel to have some thumbs up. So all of these are my collection, and those also came in that box. These came in that box. I believe these came in. I don't remember these now, but I think they did. But these are cute. These are drop clip-ons. I know the rhinestone ones did, but for some reason I don't remember if these came from that box or if it was a separate buy. That was it. Aren't those cute? Little opaque rhinestones. And there is no, did I put my ring back on? I'll put my ring back on. I love this ring. Isn't that huge? I thought that was like the buy of the day when I got that out of that box. I thought they were so pretty. All right, so I was going to pause between the collection, but I wanted to talk to you guys about lessons learned. I've had a horrible experience this month. First of all, with packaging. I had a package that I sent off, and it's going to be about James Avery all the way through pretty much. Not completely, but it has a lot to do with James Avery pieces, because whenever I list a James Avery piece that is hard to find and retired, it pretty much sells quickly, right? Like within the day or so. Well, I sold this necklace that came on a cord like the one I'm wearing, and this is a James Avery cord as well. It's a leather cord. It's got your sterling clasp and everything. But the one that I sold had the initial T on it with inside of a heart. So I had bought it for myself. A few years ago, I bought it on eBay. I liked it. I didn't wear it that much, so I sold it. Well, the guy gets it 15 days later. He emails me through eBay and says, hey, there's nothing in this box. There's nothing in the box. He pictured the bag, the mailer that I had it in. And luckily I had, no, I don't even think they used it, but I had actually had a recorded video of me packaging that item. Because when I do the Just Jewelry, Just Sold videos, I like to show you how I package them, because people have been asking about that too. So I had the video of me in the post office packaging it. It was in a box. It was, I don't think, no, it was not in a James Avery box, but it was in a nice sturdy box. I believe it was something like this, or one of the ones that Guillermo sent me. And I wrapped it in tissue. I put my card, and all of that was in the video. Well, it was when I showed how it went, whatever. So he shows me the package. It is opened. Apparently, I probably, and I mean, it looks like that it was legit. It really does. The eBay mailer has 2 strips. So one of the strips was opened to seal it, and the other was not, I believe. And I think I have been guilty of doing that. But I also tape all around with the eBay tape, because I don't do the thermal printer, or I haven't made that commitment yet. I want to. A lot of people say they love it. So I don't do that. So I always tape the label all around, and I reinforce and everything. Well, he sends me a picture, and he says there's nothing in the mailer. And he shows me the package, and you know, he doesn't have to, but he did send pictures. And he shows that the post office had written on there, received damaged. So he files a claim, and he asked me what to do. And I said, well, I packaged it in a box, because I do boxes all the time, or a pouch. And then, you know, I make sure it's secure. So I sent you an item. I didn't know if he was trying to accuse me of sending an empty box or whatever. You know, you have to keep it cordial. He kept it cordial. I kept it cordial and civil. And that's what you have to do. So he said, no, it's empty. And there's nothing in there. And I said, well, obviously you are a victim of theft. It has been in your P.O. box for 15 days. And you need to, you know, find out what I did, immediately contacted eBay. eBay said, you have to wait for him to file before anything can be done further. I understand your plight, you know, it's noted, and so forth. All right, so a few days went by. I called them again, and they said, well, we've informed him to file a police report, because it does obviously look like it was theft. It was 15 days, so forth and so on. So he said, you don't have to worry about anything else. You know, it should be fine. But then I noticed just a few days, and this is already a span of 2 weeks, just a few weeks ago, uh, this happened like maybe 15 days. Okay, so then I get a notice that says, you are responsible for the issue with this thing. He filed a not as described. Okay, so how is that not as described? I said, no, it was as described. There is no item there. That's what he's saying, obviously theft. He said, oh, yes, I agree. So the email says, we've taken the money out of your PayPal. I didn't even know they had taken out of my PayPal. Actually, it says, we have sided with the buyer. He's going to be reimbursed. And this was like $49. So I called back and they said, that was a mistake. We're going to reverse it. And that's what eBay does, because everything is robotic. Everything is done by us. You may have the experience. If not, let me know experience, but it happens where eBay will tell you something that they're going to rule in your favor, but they have to let the machinery work, I guess, for lack of a better word. They have to let all of that scheme work first, that schema that they go through, and then you can come back and get your money. So long story short, the buyer got his money back. I got my money back, and someone got a free necklace. All right. So the lesson learned there is that I will not ship items anymore that are obviously jewelry. Boxes like this will no longer be shipped this way with just a mailer and tissue, because you can feel what's in it. And I think that's what happened. I think someone who worked at the post office, or someone who knows how to open P.O. boxes, it's in there 15 days, right? You don't know what can happen. What do you think? What do you guys think about that? Has anything like that ever happened to you? I don't know if it was a scammer. Barbara, thank you so much for being here. And Going on Grumpy has a channel too, guys. Be sure and check her out, as well as Bougie Bear. I kept thinking it was a scammer because of that. But then, like I said, he showed the label that said receive damaged. Okay. So I don't know. I think how hard is it to break into a P.O. box? I really don't think it's that hard. I mean, I sold a book on Amazon, how to break a lock, and it was like this thin. It was tiny. It sold for $40. How to, break into things. So I am sure that that's what happened. But my lesson is about the packaging, absolutely, but also about shipping to P.O. boxes. I'm not going to do it anymore. This is not the first problem I've had with P.O. boxes. People leave them there for a long time. I had an issue with some mugs that I had shipped in a huge box, tons of foam, everything wonderful. The guy showed me a picture of it. It had been there 30 days, and he lost out because he waited too long. He waited 30 days. And the box was totally crushed. So I don't know what happens back there in the P.O. box world, that they don't take care of their mail or what. I mean, I've never had a P.O. box. I'm too cheap to rent one. So I've never had a need for it or anything, but I'm from now on. And a lot of people had warned me about this before. I've read it in the forums and stuff about shipping to P.O. boxes for whatever reason, that they don't do it. And I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just not going to risk it. It's just too much. I think with the crushed mugs in Hawaii, they wound up, eBay didn't do it, and they wound up filing some kind of insurance with the mail, because I was out of it after that. But yeah, those are two really valuable lessons to be learned for me as a seller. Now, as a buyer, this is one video I am going to link at the end of this one, is my experience with Mercari. I have been on there buying and selling for about 3 or 4 years since they first started. And I have a video telling you why I hated it. And now I have confirmed my sentiment about it. And I'm going to say right here, it's my fault for what happened. Definitely. But I think there should be a responsibility. Again, with packaging. And I had done some really good selling on Mercari. I just sold some fry boots for $125. I sold a hobo bag as well. And they sold, I guess, about 3 weeks after being on there. So I had noticed that some of the things had changed. They no longer use PayPal. So now I'm afraid when eBay goes to not using PayPal, they no longer use PayPal. So people don't have a recourse. I don't know if that's why they do it. I'm just saying, in my case, when I had an issue with Mercari 3 years ago, I had a recourse with PayPal, and I was reimbursed quickly for Louis Vuitton that I bought that was not as described, extremely damaged. I mean, horrible, piping showing, everything. And Macari was dragging their feet on it. And Macari had just started. It was a new app. They didn't have people. Right now, they answered me one day. They think they took 5 days to answer my email. So I had that experience, but then I saw that people were getting back on there and it was working good for them for selling. But I'm not going to sell on there anymore. And I'm not going to buy anymore as well, because I've had 3 bad experiences with the way people describe their things. I bought, and I didn't show you the other stuff that I bought, but I bought turquoise jewelry, described turquoise and coral. It was not. It was actually plastic. And so they sided with both me and the buyer, and they gave us both a refund. I don't know. I guess they do that now for some cases, right? And then another one was also described as copper and Native American. It was neither. So they gave me a refund on that. And I don't believe that they made the buyer pay either. I think they split it, 2 ways and just call it a day. But what happened to me recently involves this cord right here. And this is James Avery. And I love James Avery, and I buy it to sell it, and I buy it to wear it. But I had a cord like this. I've had about 2 or 3. This is just a plain leather one. It's only got sterling at the end. But they sell for $50 to $60, depending on the width and the length. So I found one on Macari, and I loved it. It was what I wanted. I had a brown one at one time. Sold it because I really wanted black. Then I sold that other initial one that was black too. So she had it, I don't know, 45 or so. We haggled a little bit back and forth and negotiated a good price. I got it for $30, and I believe she charged me $5 shipping. She sends it. She does not know how to ship. She does not know how to ship. And I do not know how to open packages, obviously. She shipped it in this mailer. And see, it doesn't say Macari anywhere. It just said, I thought this was like a free sample of dog food or something, because I've been getting free samples of dog food and stuff. I really thought that's what it was, or, some kind of a solicitation. So I thought I would open it anyway, and I opened it, and I snipped it with some scissors. And when I open it, so this is how much I snipped off. When I open it, the original cord here came out in 2 pieces. She had literally just dropped it in a mailer. Maybe if she would have put it in tissue, I would have felt, I don't know. First of all, I didn't even know it was from Macari. I had no idea it was from Macari. Like Poshmark says Poshmark. It says eBay if you print a label from eBay. You do have the option of buying your own postage on Macari, as you do on eBay as well, I suppose. But I destroyed it. I destroyed it, and I think it's because the person did not know how to ship, did not know how to package. It's so important that you package jewelry nicely. I remember back when the very first things I bought from eBay, I got a ring in an envelope, in a plain freaking envelope like this. A ring from James Avery. God, I love James Avery, don't I? It was a gorgeous ring, though, with a heart, a garnet. Just beautiful. It's a retired piece. Probably worth a lot of money now, but I probably already resold it. She literally had shipped it in there. The ring was popping out of the mail. That mail has to go through a slider or something. I think my postman told me one time, she's like, oh, yeah, it's really light, but it has to be only so thick or it won't go through the machine. Well, obviously, they sent it because they could pay 30 whatever cents it was back then, and it was damaged. And that's what happened this time. So yeah, you must pack with the buyers in mind. I mean, I'm very careful with boxes. And when I talked about that box that I didn't like from, that Elizabeth says, not that I don't like the box, it's that it's very hard to open for me, that I have to use a knife going this way. And I'm just so afraid of damaging anything as well. And so it's not the box in general that I don't like, not at all. And Elizabeth, if you're watching, you ship it the way you want to ship it because it's cheap, do what you got to do. And she packages everything wonderfully. But I just thought, I felt horrible, guys, because I wanted that necklace really badly. And it was a good price on it, $30. Like I said, they sell from $50 to $60. So, of course, I actually complained. And I filed a thing. What did I say? I don't know what I said. I don't know what, I forgot what clips what little checks you could do, not as described or something like that. But I think there's one that you can just say that you don't accept it, because Macari is very tricky. You have to accept it, kind of like Posh. They have to accept and approve before they let it go. So that was a couple of days ago. Long story short, they sided with the buyer because it was as described. Yes, it was, but she does not know how to package. She does not know how to package. And this can happen with anything, guys. If you throw a rhinestone ring in there, don't be surprised if it gets there with the rhinestone running around by itself, because that'll happen. So those are the lessons about this. But another thing, back to my wonderful James Avery that I adore. I wanted this cord to wear with my son. Here's a bolo. This one is called El Sol. It is retired. I've been offered $200 for this, and originally it only sold like for $125 or maybe not even $100. I don't remember. It was sold about 4 years ago. It's sterling silver, super heavy. I don't know how much it weighs. You've seen me wear it before. They also love it in gold, but I think they're selling. Originally, it was only about maybe $900 in gold. So I wanted it to wear with this. And I wore it to go to James Avery today. I called. I said, this is what happened. My cord is damaged. Can you fix it? Because it's just the two little ends that have the sterling. So that's really where the value is. I mean, leather's not that expensive. So they were sweet like they always are. She said, bring it in. We'll work out something. I know that we have a some kind of a, what do you call it? Customer service warranty, guarantee, craftsman. I don't know. They have something where they guarantee their workmanship on their things, right? So she said, we can probably sell you another one for half price. So I thought they were going to like sell me another cord and stick it in there and whatever. So I went in. She sold me another one. This is a brand new one. She sold it to me for $27. This one actually sells for $50. And the one that I had gotten from the lady that doesn't know how to ship, don't forget, that's the moral of the story here. She does not know how to ship. Oh, I'm still so angry. I'm trying to get over it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. Hey, Pam, how are you? So she sold it to me for $27, brand new. She did let me, and I wanted to bring the original one to you because it was in nice condition. It really was in nice condition. It was like new. It would very easily have been, maybe not new, but close to new. So she packaged it up in a really nice pouch. I have another box in case I ever sell it or sell anything else. And she said, no, but we have to send the other one back to corporate. Put it in a nice bag. I think they have a new bag now, guys. So this is the brand. Look for it. Please, if you don't live in Texas or the South, this brand is worth a lot more than what the weight in silver or gold is, especially in the retired pieces. So I told her, you know what, I'm going to be really honest with you, though, because you're calling it a guarantee of workmanship. And this did not break. I did not get a chance to rate her on Macari. I was so mad. I was so mad because Macari wrote me back and said, we have determined that, well, first they said, we have determined that it was as described, so we're going to leave it in the hands of the seller. If she decides to give you a refund, well, of course, she decides to give you a refund, that's fine. So work with her or communicate with her. So she wrote in there, I packaged it, it arrived, whatever. I don't know. She didn't say I packaged it clearly, but she said, the item arrived safely. I didn't do any. I don't know what she said, but they were trying to insinuate that I did not communicate with the buyer, because that was the first sentence they wrote when they wrote back to tell me that they had sided with the buyer. They said, you did not communicate with the buyer. And see, this is a Japanese company, so there's a loss in translation there. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There's a loss in translation there. That's why they take a day to answer your emails. That's why they answer it sometimes with, the verbiage they're using is not correct. Because I wrote 2 letters to the lady, very nicely. I certainly did not get heated about it. I said, but you did not package it correctly. I said, I've been selling jewelry for over 11 years, 12 years, and I have never securely packaged jewelry. It's either in a very secure pouch with extra tissue or in a jewelry box. And you just threw it in a mailer. And, so she never spoke to me again. Then Macari chimed in and said, because you did not communicate with your buyer and the item was as described, and I did communicate with the buyer. I'm going to keep writing emails. Believe me, it's not over. I'm still, every chance I get, and I just wrote them and told them I was deleting all of my things for sale, because I just don't want to deal with a company like that. I really don't, even though, I made some money on 2 items that I sold recently. I've bought a few good things, but I don't want to take that chance. And I think what's steering me away is the fact that they do not use PayPal. And I hope it doesn't get this difficult on eBay. For the buyer as well. I mean, I sell with the buyer in mind. I want my buyer to be happy. I don't want to sell them a piece of garbage and then say, oh, well, you're out of luck, because the rhinestone fell out on the way over there. I mean, I know to a certain degree we are responsible for our own things. I was responsible for opening that thing. But again, it just comes down to a lesson learned. I'm not going to sell on Macari anymore. I don't like the way they handled this. I don't like the fact that I did not have a recourse with PayPal. And not only that, I know for a fact that if this would have happened on eBay, I know for a fact that eBay would have sided with me. They would have seen clearly in pictures the way it was packaged. And they would have sided. I just know it. That's the feeling that I have, because it's happened in other instances. I've been selling on there for 12 years, guys. I've seen every story, every scenario you can think of. I've seen it on eBay. I've lived it as a buyer and a seller. So that was the last straw for me. I just don't want to deal with people that are that way. And I have more stories, not on Macari, we'll save them for later, but about, why I just kind of prefer a company that really takes care of their customers. I don't know, because they take it to Debbie. I don't know, Debs. I don't know about the credit card, because they take it directly from your checking account. See, and this has changed in the middle of it. When I had that issue with the turquoise, I actually called PayPal and they were like, we don't have a transaction here. I had no idea they were using another method, because I see PayPal gets in there quickly. And if they're taking 2 days to answer your emails, this is what happened with the Louis Vuitton. They were taking way too long for me to get my money back. And we're talking, a good substantial amount of money for a Louis Vuitton. So when I called PayPal, they said, well, we'll send them an email today. If they don't respond within, I don't know, 24 hours to that email, we'll start a case on PayPal. So that was a nice comforting thing to have. And now they don't. So I had to wait for them to finally say, okay, you're right. It was not as described. They'd go back and read the listing for the jewelry I'm talking about. They read the listing. She described it as Native American. She described it as turquoise. She described it as, in the other case, it was 2 buys. In the other case, they described it as genuine turquoise, genuine coral, of which it was neither. And so I did get my money back in that case, but they still, how is it punitive for the buyer if the buyer gets to keep her money? That's just what I don't understand, And then in this case where I thought both of us should have gotten our money, because I think, she didn't deliberately do that to, sabotage her own buy, but she should have learned. I hope she learned a lesson. I know I learned mine. And I'm definitely if I'm going to open anything like that, I'm going to, do it by tearing it instead of cutting it. I don't know. But it's just very, very, frustrating. And I just I don't want to be involved with buying there anymore. And I don't think I want to be involved with selling either. I deleted my items there. I still have my account because, in case we do continue to have a transaction over this, like I said, I'm going to write again to someone. I don't know. They're probably going to tell me probably going to block me or something, but I'm going to pursue it and see what happens. I just think it's just so wrong for someone to package it like that, And then that's not the only thing. One time they actually, when I first started selling on Macari, they removed my listing because they said it was a stock photo and it was a picture of me. It was a picture of me modeling my Versace glasses. And they removed it for about a week. So like I said, I guess maybe it's growing pains. I don't know, but it's been on there forever. What is it going on? 6 years now that it's been in business? So you guys, if y'all are having luck, best of luck to you. I'm just saying, be careful how you describe things. Be careful how you ship things. Be careful what you buy. you know, because it's not as easy as eBay is. Guys, I still only have half the thumbs up of the people that are watching. Please, if you just walked in, hit that thumbs up and hit the subscribe and the bell so you can be notified for future videos. Was that all I was going to talk about? The bolos. Oh, another bolo was this cord itself, because she was telling me, the one I bought, I had to give it to her in 2 pieces. I was so embarrassed. And I said, I'm being honest with you. I actually opened this from the mail, and she said, oh, don't worry about it. We're still going to, we're still going to honor the warranty of workmanship. We'll sell it to you for half. So I love James Avery. I absolutely love them. And I think that's what keeps them thriving, is that they care about their customer. They're all about emotions and feelings and love. And I just love that company. I've never had a problem with them. They have always, boy, they're just incredible. Plus, they polish your jewelry for free. If you ever buy anything, they don't ask questions. They don't care. You go in there, they polish it for you. Really nice people. And it turns out that this cord is also a bolo in the thicker millimeter. They do not sell that one anymore. Find one, look on the back. I don't think it has the room for the candelabra. And they sell, like I said, I bought mine for 30. That was pretty cheap, because I think they sell, I think she wanted 45. We were haggling. I got it for 30. 35 with shipping. But retail, this one's 50. And then the thicker one used to be about 75, but they don't sell the thicker one. And the lady that sold me this on Macari, or the other one that cut, she actually sold me a longer one. So in a way, it's kind of I didn't want the longer one. I wanted the choker length, because I want to wear it with my son, which they call El Sol. I already showed you that, right? Just in case you just walked in. I wanted to, I like to vary it. I think it looks kind of cool with the black cord sometimes. So the one she had sold me was actually longer. It was 18 inches. So that one probably retails for 60, probably 60. And I think the thicker one that also comes in different lengths, it's probably not more, I don't know. But anyway, it's a little bit more, and it was a little bit longer. I think she said it was 18, and this is the 16 inch. So be on the lookout for these leather cords. If you can source them cheaply, do so, and then resell them on eBay. You'll get more money. You'll get some money on them. They sell quick. People love these cords, and I think these are probably on their way out too, if I'm not mistaken, because the other one's already, retired. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Please stay tuned for a up close and personal jewelry unjarring. I had promised you that for Monday, but I'm going to do it today. It's probably going to go up late tonight or early first thing in the morning. Okay. And if there's not any, let me just look really quickly. I told you last time that I neglected looking at my chat, and I didn't answer the question about the coral ring and the pearls. So hey Swag, how are you? Swag Maven's in the chat as well, and she has a channel too. And if there's no questions or anything, then we'll sign out. I don't know, y'all didn't tell me what y'all thought about it. It was pretty stupid of me to cut it, right? It was, but I think, there's stupid people out there like me. I saw that stupid envelope and I thought, oh, this is probably a freebie from somebody. Let's see what's in there. You never know. It might be a treat for my dog or something. Whew. Instead, I wound up with a bad trick. Hey, Don, how are you? Thank you for being here. So, yeah, I mean, it's like they say about creative. No, what is it? Not creative writing, but the, oh my gosh, I forget what it's called. The people that get paid lots of money to tell you not to drink your shampoo. Yeah. Things need to be put on there. And I have seen some mail that says careful when opening, or not necessarily fragile or anything, because I think you have to pay for that extra at the post office, but you can write it yourself. But no, I would have never put a necklace just like that in a mailer. I would not have done that. So I don't know. Either way, I wound up paying full price for the cord. But I got a new one because they sold me a brand new one for half price at James Avery, because they're fabulous there. And, the situation's remedied. I really did want it for myself as well. So let me go back really quick in the chat and see if I missed anybody. Say, hey, when I go back and read, hey, Robin Fisher, how are you? And people ask me questions and I don't even see them. It's not rainy, Blanca Ibarra. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. It finally stopped raining, but it's a mess out there. We had to do our barbecue chicken in the oven. It was good, though. But I really like it. And my husband makes it better than I've ever had, ever. So I love his barbecue chicken. My son and his wife were here a couple of weeks ago from Illinois, and they ate barbecue for 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. They ate brisket, ribs, and sausage. And they went to 3 different places. It's fabulous. I love it. But I wanted chicken at one of them, and they didn't sell chicken at the other one. I was like, yeah, I don't like chicken. And they told me they don't like barbecue chicken. I don't know. My son misses Texas only probably because of the barbecue. Karen, Lucas, I said hi to you, and Robin. All right, guys, thank you for hitting that thumbs up. I appreciate it. I saw that it went up. Come back for my next video. Again, I'm going to leave that video while I remember. I'll remind myself about my experience with Macari prior, and you do your own judging. You know, everybody does what they got to do. But by what I've experienced this year alone with those 3 things that were incorrect, they were in my favor. This one was not. It's just too much trouble for me as a buyer. And if I'm not comfortable buying there, I don't know if I'm that comfortable selling there either. So I'm just going to stick with my eBay, Posh, Amazon, Etsy, and the other stuff. All right. Yeah. So thank you. This Cameo, I believe, was the one, because I had 2. I sold one. My sister gave me one. She used to be in banking. One of her customers gave it to her, and she said, I know you'll like it. You wear it. She doesn't wear that many different. She would never wear a Cameo. I don't know why, but she just, so. All right, guys, I don't see any other questions from anybody. So I will see y'all later. I want to thank everybody for being here and listening to my rant. I did give you 2 bolos. It was all James Avery, but it was the cord and the soul. So yeah. She did, Vanessa. How fabulous. I bet it's beautiful. All right, and I'll see y'all soon, all right? Have a great 4th of July.